Garrett! Oh, it's hot. Welcome to Rumble Book Club. I'm your host, Mike Hernandez, and this is the show where a normal guy like me can talk about interesting books I've read, old and new, good and bad. So if you like the show, you like the content, you like the books that I talk about, or maybe you're just a weirdo too, well, you've come to the right place, my friend. You could follow me on Twitter, Parler, and TikTok, and you could subscribe right down below on YouTube and Rumble. But more important, be a part of the conversation. Share these videos with your friends, comment also down below. Let me know if there's any books you want me to cover, and I might even mention them on the show. Reading some of the comments from our last video, Eric says about a book we did called The Mask. Eric says, far from being the best of coons, talking about the book, try Odd Thomas, which is a young adult novel, or The Bad Place. Just to name two. Keep going, you're a good critic. Ooh, you can make me blush. Don't bother with the guy complaining about Parler. That's from an earlier comment. Some guy was salty that I use Parler as one of my platforms, or whatever. Good comment. Awesome. Thank you for your comment, Eric. I actually might try, I'm kind of interested in The Bad Place. That seems like one I might give a try, so thanks for the comment. I'll add that to the list, man. Today we're going to take a look at an awesome read that I just finished. I'm excited that I just finished it because now I get to share it with you. Today we're going to take a look at The Great Good Thing by Andrew Klavan. Andrew Klavan is the host of the Andrew Klavan Show on the Daily Wire. I actually just bought one of his newest works called Another Kingdom. I bought that for my wife, so she's excited to read that. She's actually working through The Lord of the Rings right now. Once she's done with that, she's going to work on Andrew Klavan's series. But he's also written movies. He's, I consider him a Renaissance man, someone that's tried several different mediums, and just an all-around interesting guy. This, in particular, is the insightful, adventurous, and at times hilarious life story of one of the strongest writers and scriptwriters to ever earn the scorn of Hollywood. So we're going to get into our three-part criteria of the book. The first is the aesthetics, what the book looks like, how it pops off the shelf. Second is the readability, how it reads for just a normal person, your average guy like me trying to work his way through it, not just mentally, how hard it is to read, the challenge level, but also how it looks, if the print is too small, if it's too bright, anything like that. And then finally, the content, what it's like between the covers, what you're actually getting for your buck. All right, let's take a look at the aesthetics. It is pretty simple with a prominent title here. Boom, it dominates the cover, which I really like. And then you got the author's name. It's a little hidden, but in the very least, the main priority here is the cover, which I like. The picture here, the reflection of a tree on water, it's not a terrible image. I find it rather a peaceful one, at least. There's a little extra text, what I don't find too necessary. Whenever there's extra text, I'm not always the biggest fan, unless there's something really profound. I mean, the subtitle here, A Secular Jew Comes to Faith in Christ, that kind of gives you kind of the undertones of it, which I guess is worth it. But overall, a strong cover. So I'm gonna rate it 8 out of 10. Woo! I'm jittery today. Now let's look at the readability. Klavan is a master of the craft of language because he's someone whose life brought him on an odyssey of some of the greatest authors and poets in history. He keeps it loose in his tone, but concise in his word choice, which makes for an easy read, even when he dives into some of his more theological points of why he truly believes in the Christian message. It's approachable, it's humorous, as well as heartfelt. So for your average reader, it's very good as far as your capability of understanding what he's writing. And then as far as physically, it's got good margins here, off-white pages with clear text. I mean, can't do any better with the readability. This is a perfect score, 10 out of 10. Whew. Now let's take a look at the content. Klavan tells the winding story of his life, starting with his childhood growing up in an ethnically Jewish home, to a distant but loving mother and a charismatic radio celebrity father, with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, I might add. He traces some of his earliest musings and habits from his childhood days of imagination and his initial exposure to American Gentile culture and Christian imagery, particularly in a very fond Christmas memory he has. He talks about his wanderings across the entire United States as the quintessential rambling man vying for experience of the road life. From Mardi Gras in New Orleans to homeless camps across the Great Plains all the way to California, his life is actually filled with adventure, revelation, and a work ethic to write that's comparable to some of the greatest in literature. Andrew Klavan reveals both his profound vision of Christ and Christ's love, as well as how he became such a powerful writer and a powerful thinker. One thing I actually learned from this book, as someone that does aspire to write and does work on short stories myself, is the dedication it takes to actually carve out time in your day to write, even if that means waking up at an absurd time. He talks about waking up at 3 a.m. just to write and getting by on 2 hours of sleep, but he says if you want to write, that is what you do. And he actually got that idea of carving out a minimum of 4 hours of time to just write, nothing else, just write. He actually got that from one of his earlier influences, early author influences to write that much, and that was something that really stuck out to me. This is a journey I think everyone would enjoy, whether you're Jewish or a Christian or atheist or anything in between. It's honest, it's comical, and it's spiritually uplifting. It's a wonderful read. As far as the content goes, it is a perfect 10 out of 10 score. I got this book as a gift from my parents. That's pretty much almost everything I ask for gifts, birthday gifts, Christmas gifts. I always just have a huge book list. This was one of them. You could probably find it at your local bookstore, or if all else fails, last resort, you can find it on Amazon and eBay. The book is The Great Good Thing by Andrew Klavan. Go ahead and watch his show as well. Get yourself a copy of this. Thanks for watching, everybody, and go read something.